What's going on, beautiful people? Thank you for tuning in. You've tuned in, you've hit the play button. So you might be a slight little bit interested in some of the things I have to say. So thank you. I have to thank you for that. In this video, what I want to talk about is how to make a girl or a guy, if you're a girl watching, fall in love with you. Right? How do you make a girl or a guy fall in love with you? First of all, stop trying to make guys and girls fall in love with you. Stop trying to make someone else fall in love with you. Okay? Because now you're becoming manipulative. That thing, how do I make you fall in love with me? How do I make that girl fall in love with me? What do I have to do to make her fall in love with me? If you're a girl, what do I have to do to make that guy fall in love with me? Oh my god. No. How about we all stop trying to make each other fall in love with each other? Because it's manipulative. And then you have to change yourself. You have to change who you are. You have to change how the Tao... Here, sorry, let me just fix this. There we go. Oh, come on, man. Okay, there we go. You have to change how the Tao, how the force is likes to do its thing through you, just to make someone else fall in love with you. I mean, you're kind of betraying yourself, aren't you? Don't you think you're betraying yourself? Don't you think by having to manipulate someone into loving you, you're just essentially betraying yourself, because now you have to change yourself in a way just to make them impressed? So first thing first, if you're a guy watching this video, stop trying to woo the ladies to you. And if you're a girl watching this video, stop trying to woo the guys into you, okay? Instead, fall in love with this. Fall in love with this. You don't have to make anybody fall in love with you. Just fall in love with this. Fall in love with life. Fall in love with the trees. Fall in love with the seasons. Fall in love with the water. Fall in love with life. Because that's your mission. That's your task. I'll quote Rumi. Your task is not to find love or seek for love, but your task is to merely find all the barriers within you that you have built against it. Okay? So your task is not trying to make somebody fall in love with you. Your task is simply to fall in love with life, to fall in love with nature. Because right here is the source of all love. God. The universe. God is love. And love is God. And we all have the divine spark in us. You see, we all have that divine spark in us. We all have God in us. We are love. We are love, okay? So by falling in love with this, falling in love with life, it's the source of all love. It's the source. This is the source of it. Nature, Mother Earth, Mother Nature. This is the source, okay? So you're going straight to the source of love here, which is infinite and abundant. And you're falling in love with it. Well, guess what? You sooner or later come to realize that you're part of that thing. So you are just like you are a branch on that tree of love. You're a branch, you're part of it. Then you start to love yourself. You start to look at yourself in the mirror, and you can't help but say, God damn, you're just beautiful. You're just, everything about you is beautiful. Everything about you is beautiful. Mind, body, soul. You're just, oh God, you're so beautiful. I can't take myself, because you fall in love with life. Eventually, you'll fall in love with yourself because you're part of life and you are a divine being and everything about you is actually beautiful. Then people become so drawn to you because they're drawn to love. We're drawn to love. We're drawn to positivity. We're drawn to positive energy. We're drawn to places that make us feel good. So if you're a guy and you wanna get the ladies to fall in love with you. Don't try to get the ladies to fall in love with you. Don't. Don't. You're betraying yourself. You're getting it all wrong, man. If you're a woman and you're thinking about guys 24/7 and you're thinking, how can I, let's go get a plastic surgery. I want to make my ass bigger. I want to make my titties bigger. Maybe if I have bigger tits, then maybe, I'll become more attractive in this society. And then, like, oh my God, I have so many guys coming out of me. It's like, no, okay, maybe, but look who you're attracting. You're attracting people who are superficial by getting this plastic surgery on your titties or your ass. You're attracting people, you're attracting guys who don't even know themselves, and you don't even really know yourself if that's all you aspire for anyway, right? I don't want to pass a judgment on people. You do your thing, what I'm saying is the intention, right? The intention behind it, right? I mean, I don't want to be a judgmental prick here. I don't want to just judge women who get plastic surgery. I don't want to be that, right? So sorry if I made a judgment here. My apologies, okay? But I'm trying to make a point. When you're trying to make a point, you gotta be a little bit judgmental. What my point is a lot of times when women go and get all these crazy expensive plastic surgeries and stuff like that, they're essentially getting it to try and be more attractive to the opposite sex. Let's face it here, okay? Let us be honest here. And most of us guys, when we go to the gym, and try to get muscles in better shape, it starts off with us trying to attract the opposite sex, which is fair. It's fair, and I can't say I am innocent of that, because I'm fucking not. Who the fuck am I kidding? But understand that at some point, hopefully you realize that at some point, that actually I didn't need to do that all along. That actually all it is I was trying to make myself, like, I don't even need to do that all along. I just need to fall in love with life, and I need to fall in love with myself, and then just that positive energy, that love energy that just becomes me, that is always you, and you're just simply getting back to know who you are, becomes so positive, like the sun. When it's sunny, you can't ignore the sun. You just can't. You can try, but it's sunny. It's not sunny right now. So if it's sunny and it's like the sun is right there, you can see it and you feel its warmth, and you just feel better. You just feel good. It's there. You can't ignore it. Look at it like, wow. In the same way, if you get to fall in love with life, fall in love with nature, fall in love with the elements, fall in love with the seasons, fall in love with the moon, fall in love with the stars, fall in love with the flowers, fall in love with winter. I'm in love with winter right now, man. Look at all this. It's so dead, but yet it's gorgeous, because I know it's gonna, like, right now, spring is happening. This is how I see it. The spring is happening, and it's just, look at that. It's so beautiful. Just 3 months ago, it was like a Garden of Eden. And now, look at that. And somehow it's so beautiful. That silence of nature in winter is so beautiful. But you fall in love with everything. You fall in love with nature. You fall in love with the source of love, of life. Then you're gonna inevitably start to love yourself, because you realize, holy shit, like, hey, I'm this fucking tree. Like, I am this tree, and I am the same as a tree. I am part of nature, and just like this, God is loves this tree, and the spirit of God is in there. It's that divine spark is in me as well. So you start to love yourself. You start to give yourself props. Hey man, I give myself props for everything that I do. I give myself a pat on the back for everything that I do. When I go and I work out, after the workout, first of all, I say a few gratitude prayers. Then I'm like, Saeed, you're a fucking beast. You just did that. You're a beast, bro. You're a beast. And I just give myself props and pat myself on the back. And, I do it for my ego, the Saeed character, but I also know for my awareness, my heart. You gotta tell yourself these things. But these things will happen naturally when you're in love with life, because you will not be even to help it, but start to think positive and start to tell yourself good things. From there on, you're gonna go out into the world and you're just gonna start becoming a sweet talker. You're gonna start saying honey stuff. You're gonna start saying, your mouth is gonna start speaking the language of honey and the language of dates and figs. What the fuck am I saying? But I'm saying you'll start to be sweet. You start to be sweeter because you're tasting the sweetness of this nature, right? And you're seeing the sweetness in you, and then you start to see the sweetness in everybody else because we're all one, and separation is an illusion. From there on, yeah, you just become this beaming, loving, attractive person that is gonna attract the right people to you. Keep that in mind as well, okay? Don't fall in that trap of wanting to be the center of attention of even when you become that beaming, attractive person, you can easily fall in the trap of if somebody doesn't like that. Because you know what? Some people get too blinded by the light, man. So like some people, like, legit, like the sun can be blinding. If you keep looking at the sun, you can't look at it directly because it's a lot of light. So, you can fall easily in the trap of, oh, now I'm this positive, loving person, and by default, everybody should be in love with me. No, don't fall in that trap. Don't fall in that trap because just don't fall in that trap. It's another ego trap, right? It's another ego trap. Now you're in this again. You've prisoned yourself again. Okay? So on this rant, what I'm trying to say out of it is if you're a woman watching this video and you want to make a guy fall in love with you, right? Just don't give up on that desire to make another guy fall in love with you. If you're a guy watching this, give up that desire of making another girl fall in love with you. Give it up altogether. And instead say, you know what, I'm just going to fall in love with life and I'm going to fall in love with myself. Because you and life, Rumi says, I looked for myself and I found God. I looked for God and I found myself. Once you fall in love with God, the universe, the source, and that's found in nature. You'll find that in nature. Just start getting yourself to nature more often. You'll start to fall in love with yourself, and then you'll fall in love with all beings. Once you fall in love with life, man, once you're in love with this life, you'll start to even attract like loving people into your life, and it'll be amazing. It'll be the most amazing thing and the most effortless thing too. You don't have to try anymore. You don't have to put on these masks and stuff. You'll just attract loving people. The more you're loving, the more loving people you attract to, and it just becomes effortless at that point. Like attracts like, right? Law of attraction. So that is it. God damn it, I've been ranting so much today. Check out my free book, 5 Powerful Habits to Dominate Life in All Areas. And that's it. I love you guys. I love you. And you know what? I'm not even trying to make you fall in love with me. But here you are. You guys are watching this, see? Because I'm trying my best here to instill positivity, right? So there you go, right? Don't try. Just be. Fall in love with life and just be. And then good things will happen from there. As always, don't forget to subscribe or you're going to sleep with the fishes.